A five-a-side team, I would probably go for Edwin van der Sar in goal. I would go for Rio Ferdinand as the defender. I'm going to be top heavy with attackers here. Rio Ferdinand was just a Rolls Royce, unbelievable player. I'm going to have Stevie Gerrard and Zidane as my midfield, and I'm going to go with Brazilian Ronaldo as my striker. But I'll be on the bench just in case. I prefer to watch them than play. Actually, that'd just be that'd be enough watching those lot play. Zinedine Zidane was probably the best player I played with. He was amazing, but I also say it with a caveat. You know, Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo. Sadly, I only played with him at the end of his career, but I mean, he was just off the scale, and considering he was still doing what he was doing, you know, with so many knee problems and things like that, I mean, he deserves a special mention, as does Steven Gerrard. I mean, Stevie was just absolutely everything. You know, he could head, he could run, he was fast, he was strong, he could beat players, he could score, he could assist, he had vision, he had absolutely everything. And I played alongside him since I was this big, so we had a particular bond, I think, on a football pitch together. But in terms of pure raw touch and quality and skill, someone that was just born to be a footballer in whose class, I think Zidane was the one. Well, I played under some great managers, and certain managers were vital for my progress throughout my career. I think I'm thinking of the likes of Glenn Hoddle for England, Gerard Houllier for Liverpool, Roy Evans giving me my debut. But I think one of the best managers of all time is Sir Alex Ferguson. I'd be stupid to say anybody else. He's been there, seen it, done it multiple times. He's lasted the test of time. Is it 26 years or something? Being, you know, success. I mean, just think of that. Football, you know, life changes so quickly. But to be managing for 26 years and to be right at the top is quite stunning, with all the change that happens. And you know, you've got to change as a person as well. So I think Sir Alex Ferguson would be hands down the best manager that I ever played with under.
Ballon d'Or winning year.
It's hard for me to say. Probably best asking you or asking someone else.
Give us a figure.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it felt like figures were a little bit higher, you know, 1 or 2 years ago than they actually are now. Obviously, the Haaland move wasn't really a true reflection of his price because of the agency fee and all the different stipulations he had in the contract. So it was an open market, a free market. When I was 19, 20, at the absolute peak of my powers, then I don't know, you're talking 100 and something million, I guess. It's hard to say, but the one thing that you would say is, even if I was worth 150 million then, probably if someone bought me, then they wouldn't have got a bargain, because my career sort of got worse as I got older. But I guess, not knowing all that, then when I was 18, 19, then yeah, it'd be in those numbers, I guess. The one player I'm most excited by for the future for English football is Phil Foden. I think he's got the ability to get right to the very top of the world game. I think he's quick, he's intelligent, his touch is amazing, he scores, he creates, he's a tough little so-and-so. I think he's got absolutely everything, and he excites me more than any other English player at the moment. I think he could genuinely be world class and get to the very heights of world football. I think it's important for players to just look ahead and to think what floats their boat. I know what type of character I am. Some people are happy just to, you know, earn what they earn and hopefully that'll last them through their lives and, you know, slink off to a desert island somewhere. But it's not me, unfortunately. I can't. I've got to work. I like waking up in the mornings and you know, challenging myself and have something to do and trying to get better at something, trying to improve facilities or whatever it might be. I don't want to wake up and think, oh, shall I play golf today? Oh, it's a bit cloudy. No, I'll sit in the house. It's just not me. So for me, at 24, I decided that when I retire, I wanted to be in both football and in horse racing. So I set Manor House Stables up, as I say, bought the place at 24 and spent the last 18 years, you know, renovating it, building improving the business, etc. To where we are now. We started with 20 horses back then, and we've got about 130 now. So the business is certainly got better, and I want to keep getting better. And it's something that I get up in the morning, and if I'm not on the television working, doing the football, then you'll find me here, you know, learning all about the business and trying to improve things. I think it's really bad when people get criticised for having a passion outside. I mean, everybody has a passion outside of work. You know, for some footballers it's playing golf, for some it's, you know, a fashion line. For me it was horse racing. But everybody has to have a get out, a getaway, you know, from the trials and tribulations of your job. So it's criminal in many ways, because these same people see these footballers and see, you know, what they can turn to afterwards, and see they've got no interests, and they turn to drink or drugs or whatever else. And I mean, I was exactly the same at 24, 25, 26. I built this place, and you know, it was a real passion of mine. And I got slated, taking his eye off the ball and this, that and the other. Yet the same people say footballers are thick, and you know, and they've got nothing when they finish, and they should put money away for the future, and should have a business for the future and all this. But then when you do it, they slate you as well. It's a disgrace, really. But hey ho, journalists back then weren't that pleasant. Well, tough in a different way, I suppose. I think jump jockeys are probably really tough. I mean, hurtling over obstacles at 35 mile an hour is not my idea of fun, but I think anybody that does something passionately and they're good at something, you don't, that fear factor sort of goes away. I never used to go onto a pitch thinking, well, I might get, you know, 10 stitches in my leg, or do my cruciate or break my leg. I never used to, you know, you just deal with it if it happens. But so the fear factor I don't think was ever there. But I'd probably say a jockey. I mean, I've been in a saddle, as you refer to, and you know, to trust your life with an animal running at, I mean, flat horses go anything up to 45 mile an hour, you know, and you're just totally relying on an animal and what he wants to do or she wants to do. And you know, at least as a footballer, you're pretty much in control of yourself. So yeah, I'd say jockeys are probably a little bit crazier than footballers. Well, the hope, obviously, from everybody is that Jurgen Klopp is there for many years. I mean, he's just been incredible, absolutely incredible. He just got the city straight away. The people love him. He's created the most incredible team, incredible style of play. But obviously, all good things come to an end at some point, and you know, and it doesn't bear thinking about, doesn't it? Does it? Jurgen Klopp ever leaving? But he's recently signed a new contract, so hopefully he's still here for a few years yet. And then the search at some point, obviously, whether it's in 1 year or 5 years, will start. I mean, the obvious person that everybody would look to straight away is Steven Gerrard. I'm sure it's his dream job. I'm sure that the Anfield faithful would love to see him as Liverpool manager one day, maybe in 3, 4, 5 years. Hopefully someone like Steven Gerrard's, you know, the whole world changes, doesn't it, all the time. So we'll see who's available when that time comes. But I think, you know, the romantic in me would love Steven Gerrard to get the job in the future.